What's up, reptile fans? It's Muscle Serpents Daily Time here Monday morning in the snake room. Today we're going to talk about mistakes that we make, and sometimes good comes to them, sometimes terrible stuff comes to them. We all make them. Maybe a lot of us don't want to admit it, but it happens. You know, I had this double head albino pied ball python female that I had bred this year. She was huge with eggs, and I'm telling you, according to my dates that I had and her post or I should say pre-lay shed, which is 30 days usually before they lay, this female should have delivered, and she was huge. So I'm thinking now, maybe this ball python is impacted. Maybe she's got some kind of blockage, and that's why she's not delivering these babies. And I got nervous, and I hyper-responded. Every time I usually, you know what, the truth of the matter is the snakes usually know what's going on, but she didn't look like she was in distress to me, but it was a long time. And I'm like, you know what? So I started easily massaging her belly a little bit just to maybe loosen something up. And to be honest with you, some poops came out, some like dried poops came out. And I'm like, oh, that's good. Let me see if I can get a little more out. And, you know, unbeknownst to me, well, unbeknownst, I squeezed a little bit and an egg popped out. And obviously it was probably not ready to come out. And some blood came out, and there was a little like connective tissue, stringy looking thing sticking out, which I'm sure was part of what was holding all the eggs in their little beaded sack. And I was like, oh boy, I screwed up. I put the egg in the incubator. Obviously it wasn't good. I said, okay, I'm gonna leave this girl alone now. But over the next, every day there was like a mucousy, or not mucousy, it would be like a liquidy discharge coming out with a very small amount of pinkish fluid on it. So I kept changing her paper towels and keeping her clean, and I even put her on some antibiotics prophylactically just to make sure there was no infection. And I was really upset about the whole thing because I felt like I screwed up in some capacity. And eventually she actually laid 3 eggs. And I put them in the incubator, they looked good, but I knew she didn't get them all out. I could tell, I knew I was able to palpate, she still had some eggs in her. I left her for 2 more weeks, okay? Also, still discharge coming out of her, and I'm like, this is not good. So I lightly massaged and manually manipulated. There was 1 big egg and 1 little slug left out of her. And I figured, okay, now we're good. And, we should be okay. The next day I came in, she was dead. I don't know what happened. I felt so terrible about the whole thing. And I said to myself, you know what? This was probably one of the stupidest or just bad luck, things I did, or maybe poor decisions. I don't even know. In the future, I'll probably just leave the ball pythons alone, let them do what they do best. But sometimes, we want to interfere. We hear about egg binding, and I just thought I was doing the right thing. And luckily, the story has a happy ending. I came into the snake room this morning, and those 3 eggs that were in the incubator hatched out, and let's take a look. Here is baby number 1. Now remember, it was albino pied male bred to a double het albino pied. So the mother looked like a total normal visually. Obviously she carried both genes. We got a pied here. This pied is obviously 100% het albino because the daddy was an albino pied, and just some great color. Pieds in general just have great color. This almost looks, hypo. It almost looks like a hypo pied, but I have hypo pieds and it's really not. But look at how nice those oranges are. We almost have a little face here saying hi. Hi, how you doing? How you doing? You have a double face. It's almost like a Rorschach ink blot. You got to kind of interpret what you're seeing. So we got this one here. Then we got the second egg that hatched out, believe it or not, was another pied. So we're doing good on the odds, right? So we got 2 pieds from this clutch. So I almost feel like just these 2 babies, we've already replaced the mother that is no longer with us, unfortunately. And then the final egg that hatched out was the bonus plan, the albino pied. So we had great odds here on the 3 eggs that did make it. I feel so much better. I almost feel obligated to keep these 3 because of, the bad luck we had with the mother. Once again, 2 pieds, a beautiful albino pied here. I think albino pieds are probably the most underrated morph out there right now. A morph combo out there. When they first came out, they were super expensive. They're really, really reasonable now. They're like under $1,000. for an albino pied, and I think that they're exquisite looking. I mean, they have such good color and delineation. I mean, I love anything albino anyway, but when you put the pied in there, the way it really just breaks up the pattern with the white and the yellow, and then all the little intricate details there, that is terrific. So out of a possible disaster, or would look like a disaster, turned into a victory here in the end. This next clutch, here's the mama of this next clutch I'm going to show you. This is a Fire Axanthic. It's a VPI Axanthic at that, because there's different lines of Axanthic that are not compatible. TSK and VPI work with both. Here's a Fire Axanthic, really beautiful. She was so gorgeous when she was a baby. And I bred her, I'm going to show you what I bred her to right now. I bred her to this VPI Axanthic Bamboo. And really nice looking boy. When he was younger, he was a lot lighter too. But I love the bamboo patterning. I mean, it really does look like bamboo. This is one of the coolest pattern mutations in ball python breeding, the bamboo. And the interesting thing about bamboo is you breed bamboo to bamboo, and you get a super bamboo, and it's a white snake. So you're not going to get any more extreme than the incomplete dominant form, you know, the one copy or one gene copy form. So, but I just think there's so much that can be done with bamboo. I know people have made bamboo clowns, which kind of look cool, but I don't think you want to put less pattern into bamboo like clown. I think you almost want to work the colors into bamboo, because the pattern here doesn't need to be improved. It's already awesome. It's the colors that you want to put into this thing that I think really need to be worked. So let's take a look at the clutch. All right, so the first two babies that hatched out of this clutch, remember, everything's going to be axanthic. Axanthic is a recessive trait. Both parents had the axanthic gene, the VPI axanthic. The daddy was a bamboo, the mama was also fire. So pretty much I think this is just a pure axanthic, VPI axanthic. I don't think we have anything else in here. This one is a VPI axanthic, which I believe has the fire gene. You can see it's a little lighter. You see how we have the lightness here going on? This is much lighter than, say, over here. It's close though. It's close. I just see like more whitish up here. This has a little bit more darkness to it. Obviously, until you breed them out, you won't know. But I would call this a Fire Axanthic. I would call this a regular Axanthic. And then we produced the Bonanza right there. That is a Bamboo Axanthic Fire. Look at that bamboo pattern. I mean, what's cooler than that? I mean, there's only a few pattern mutations in ball python breeding. There's not that many cool ones. There's Hurricane that I think is really cool. Puzzle's cool. Clown obviously is really cool. I love bamboo. I don't have a lot of bamboo in my collection. I'm gonna really expand my bamboo projects because I'm really sold on it. And then the fourth one that bred out, hatched out, excuse me, was also, I believe, the same. VPI Axanthic, Bamboo, Fire. I think there's fire in both of these guys. So these two are just exquisite. Definitely going to keep one of them. One of them will become available, I'm sure. I haven't sexed them yet, so I don't know. So pure Axanthic clutch, which is, Axanthic, just for you guys that don't know, it takes out the yellows, okay, and then you get this almost like a black and whitish snake. Add fire to that. I think fire enhances VPI Axanthic tremendously. The fire is almost imperative. Now, although some people like the darker, contrast of the no fire, although this one looks this fire-ish to me too. Bamboo, remember, also removes a little bit of color. It definitely lightens them. So the bamboo is not just a pattern mutation; it's definitely a color mutation as well. And I don't know where I want to put this into, but I'm sitting and debating. I got to figure out it. To put a lot of color into this, it's difficult because you're not really going to add the color because it takes the yellows out. But if there's a way to lighten it up, I don't know. I'm going to work on this. But these are pretty spectacular in themselves. If you wanted a pet that just looked cool, Bamboo Axanthic Fire, awesome. All right, guys, I hope you're having a great Monday. Those were two really cool clutches that I had a feeling we're going to catch out today. So I came in with a nice Monday morning surprise. I hope you understand the implications of what I showed you in my first clutch, that albino pied clutch. Sometimes things just don't go right. And you know what? You can't let it upset you. It's snake breeding. Things will die. Things will go wrong. Disease will set in. You have to just be able to roll with the punches and try to make lemonade out of lemons, as they say. All right. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like that button. Make sure you turn on your notifications. And we'll see you back tomorrow morning.